Welcome back to another video. It's Bradford City v Barrow AFC match preview, eliminate score prediction, thoughts going into a game in the comments down below. Don't know why I brought the laptop close, but it's going to be unedited and I haven't got any notes either, so God knows how it's going to go. But I think I did it for Accrington, and that wasn't great either. But yeah, if I'm bringing the preview out, I've got to do it unedited, otherwise it's going to be late and then there's no point really doing it. So we'll get into the last 5 fixtures for Barrow and Bradford City then. Barrow coming into it with back-to-back defeats against Swindon, which is quite a shock really. I wouldn't have expected them to have lost that game at home, so that's a bit of optimism for us coming into it. They lost 2-1 to Morecambe previous to that, a 3-1 win against Grimsby, a 1-0 win against Newport and a 0-0 draw to Harrogate, so not the most impressive of results for Barrow, and they drew 1-1 to Walsall before that. And when we were due to play them before it got called off, obviously this is the postponed game from, I think it was the 24th of February, the game should have been played, and it definitely should have, because the pitch were in great condition. There were no reason for it to be called off apart from a lazy referee. So yeah, that were a bit of a farce. But our last 5 games: a 1-0 win against Gillingham, a 1-1 draw against 10 men Grimsby, a 2-0 win at home to Tranmere, a 3-0 win away at a 3-0 defeat to Harrogate, and a 3-0 defeat to Notts County. Obviously the league table, they're in 5th with 67 points, and we're up to 14th I think with 57 points, and yeah, it's not looking great. We're 8 points off 7th, and we know that's not going to happen. But it'd be nice to get a win. Obviously it's a tough place to go, Barrow, and they're a tough team to play against under Pete Wild. Might as well get into what can we expect. You know, they're going to sit in a load block, they're going to be deep, they're going to be counter-attacking. That's how it's been when we played them, and you know, I rate Pete Wild. He's done a great job over at Barrow, but especially when they play against the top teams, and especially when they play against us, they do sit in deep and they absorb pressure, and they do it really well, really organised defence, and you know, we always find it hard to break them down, and then they go on counter attack, and they've got some real quality in the forward areas, so that they're a really good side, really well drilled. They're up there for a reason, you know. Don't be fooled by it's Barrow. Great manager and great team. I mean, key players, if I had to pick 3, I mean, it'd be quite hard to pick 3, to be honest with you, for Barrow. James Chester, obviously, probably their most well-known player, played at international level, very solid centre-back in League 2 at this moment in time. Cole Stockton as well, obviously the man screams goals for Morecambe. Not too sure how he's really doing at Barrow, to be honest with you. He scored a few good goals from what I've seen from little clips here and there from him at Barrow, but yeah, he's I mean, let's just have a look. He's doing very well at Barrow. Got 7 in 12, obviously on loan. So yeah, he's doing well there. So yeah, he's probably a key player to watch. He always is anyway. You know, Telford and Dekra, the 2 strikers as well. They've got great options up there. Kean Spence, very dynamic, sort of energetic midfielder. I think technically he hasn't quite got it. Sometimes his first touch is off from when I've seen him, but you know, he's I've also seen him score some bangers this season as well, so he's a good energetic midfielder. David Roll can whip a good cross in. Obviously Ben Whitfield's a really good player at this level, and really creative, one of the best attacking players in the league, and but he has been dropped a couple of times against us, because when the players, it's all about work rate, energy, being aggressive, and obviously he don't quite have that. Is the most sort of their luxury play, if you like. And you know, Paul Farman's a very good goalkeeper. I like Dean Campbell, their midfielder. I don't think he gets a lot of starts, but I like him. He's a tidy player. Niall Canavan as well. Weren't keen on him when he was at City. Still not really keen on him. He's got his frailties, but in a back three, it's such a good defence for Barrow built. So yeah, they're a really good side. They're up there for a reason. They've got quality all throughout, and Pete Wild's done a fantastic job. I mean, obviously we wanted him, and at City, and we could have got him when we got Mark Hughes, I suppose, when he was still at Pete Wild, when he was still at Halifax. We probably could have gone for him then, but you know, we got Mark Hughes, and I don't think you can really have too much against appointing Mark Hughes over Pete Wild at the time. But yeah, he's done a fantastic job at Barrow. He kept them up in his first season. He actually took them to 9th in his first season, and everyone expected them to go down after finishing down there before he took in charge. And now they're right up there, aren't they? And he's done an unbelievable job, a top manager, and I'm sure that he'll end up at a higher level than League Two certainly. But how high can he go? I think he can easily, maybe be a Championship manager even. But yeah, I think he used to be a mechanic and it's a surgeon or something. He's had some funny jobs as well away from football. He's had to work his way up. Obviously, no playing career either. He was Oldham before Halifax, so he's had a real tough time of it to try and get to this level that he's at. And yeah, he's done an unbelievable job at Barrow, and a lot of respect for him. Although it's going to be annoying watching him play against us, because what can we expect as well from the game? It's going to be one team having a lot more the ball than the other, trying to break them down frustratingly, because we can't break down a low block, and it'll be two direct teams as well, and I think it's going to be quite windy. So yeah, can't wait for that one. The referee, like I said, there's no notes. Well, normally I have my notes for everything, so I actually don't know who the referee is. So I'm just going to have to. I don't know. I'm going to find out who the referee is. So you're going to have to bear with me for that one. But we'll move into my lineup then. This is a problem how chaotic these sort of videos are. The lineup. Well, we'll go with the 3-4-1-2, because it's sort of the 1-2 in it, with Kavanagh sort of joining up there, and he's been doing fantastically well recently. So we'll go with Sam Walker in goal. Absolutely, deserves to keep his place. I can't find this flip. I don't know where to. I know where to go to find a referee. I'll go on flash scores. Yeah. So in goal, Sam Walker. I think that's quite a straightforward one. Had a fantastic game last time out against Gillingham. The back three, I'd go with John. I'll keep or you go, okay. Again, fantastic game. I think he got into who scored team of the week as well. I never trust who scored, to be honest with you. It's always a weird one, because it's never really reliable. You can have a player who's not had a great game, but they've given him a good rating because he passes the ball sideways or he scored a good goal. It's never really reliable. The referee is Ross Joyce. I can't remember being a fan of him, to be honest with you, but they're all as bad as each other. If you think there's any good referees at this level, then you're kidding yourself, or you are a referee, because they're so bad. I mean, the referees Saturday were absolutely shocking. I forgot to mention him in the match reaction, but I put a bit in the comments. We should have had 2 penalties. Loads of decisions he got wrong, always blowing his whistle, absolutely shocking. So yeah, anyway, back into a lineup. Oyegoke, I thought he was fantastic against Gillingham, and he has been recently, really good on the ball, and gives I mean, he's someone who I would consider re-signing next season, just because he's versatile, to be honest with you, and those type of players you do need, as a backup. He should be nowhere near starting, but as a backup I think he's a good option. Matty Platt and Kieran Kelly keep the place. I think Kelly came off with cramps, so I'd have no problem with that. And Matty Platt said in the 6 things we've learnt yesterday, probably our most important player, especially when you look at his stats when he hasn't played for us. There's only 4 games this season that he's played the full 90 that we haven't, that we've lost in, which is unbelievable. Brad Halliday on the right, hopefully he can add to his goal scoring streak of 1-in-1 against Barrow, and it's obviously important we keep him at the football club. Left wing back's a controversial one. Let me know if you'd keep Tariq Wright in left wing back in the comments down below, or bring Lewis Richardson or even Wadsworth in there. I'd bring Richards back in because, but then this is the thing, it's like understanding the opposition, and we want to be entertaining on the front foot, so I can understand why you'd keep Wright in, because they will sit in deep, so you do need a bit more of an attacking threat. Playing the back three sort of has that, there's not much on the game, so just be entertaining, so I get that side, but I think Richards had the rest, and I'd bring him back in, because I think, you're away at Barrow, they're a tough physical side, and I think with Richards a bit more physicality and a bit more better defensively in it. So I'd go with Richards back in the side. Midfield, I'd keep the same. Smallwood didn't have a good game in my opinion against Grimsby, but had a really good game against Gillingham, and allowed their creative players to get on the ball in better areas by just playing simple passes to them more often than not, breaking up play. Walker alongside him again had a fantastic game against Gillingham, and he's basically playing alongside Bobby Poynton, who is an unbelievable player for us, and it's exciting what his ceiling can be. Kyle Kavanagh up front with Again, controversial one. Do you keep Andy Cook in the team? Didn't have a good game against Gillingham. Coming for a lot of stick this season. It's a tricky one. I won't bring Tyler Smith back in. I'd start Andy Cook, no doubt for me. Coming back from injury, I thought he was always going to be a bit... He's always... It takes a while to get up to speed when he's just come back from an injury, more often than not. I know early on in the season he got injured and he came back against Newport and he got an hat-trick. But that was because I think we monitored him a bit. You know, we didn't bring him straight back in when he was available. Obviously, recently he'd been injured and he came straight back in because of how poor Tyler Smith has been. But I'd start him and maybe 70 minutes, 80 minutes, bring Ibbotson on and see what he's about. But I know we won't do that, but that's what I'd do, and Kavanagh starts alongside him. So let me know your team in the comments down below. Let me know your thoughts going into a game in the comments down below. Sorry for the slack setup video, the lack of effort put into the video. It's just that if I didn't edit it, if I did edit it, and if I did prepare it even, I mean preparing it wouldn't have took too long because I know a bit about Barrow compared to some other teams, but it could have been out at what, it should be out at 9ish, it would have been out at maybe 11, and then no one would have watched it tonight, tomorrow work, and then people off to Barrow. So I thought get it out as early as I can. So yeah, let me know your thoughts going into a game in the comments down below. Score predictions, I'm going to say the same as what I said against Gillingham. I'm going to go 0-0. I don't see a lot of goals in us, and Barrow, I wouldn't say they'd be happy with a point. I think they'd be the opposite. It's sort of a must win, but we know how teams are against us. It's no myth. Teams do set up differently against us, and they're much happier to take a point against us and then move on to the next game. So I think that's definitely what their mindset will be as well. So for the 5th time, let me know if you've got thoughts going into a game in the comments down below. Like the video if you do, don't lick the video. That would be wrong. Don't do that. That would be weird. I don't know how you'd do it. I mean, you'd probably just lick your screen, wouldn't you? And then it's disgusting. I mean, you look like a dog. Like the video if you did, massively appreciated. You know, subscribe if you're new as well, or if you're not, if you're old. All the support is massively appreciated. On the road to 400 subscribers, can we hit it before the end of the season? Is it too ambitious? Let me know. Have a good one.